You ever watch someone throw your stuff into a lake, look you dead in the eye, and act like they're doing you a favor? Yeah. That happened. I was standing there, grease still on my hands from working a 12-hour shift, and this woman Karen Stone, board member of our lovely HOA, had just tossed my favorite fishing rod into Pine Lake like it was yesterday's trash. The kicker. She did it while parking her yacht in my boat slip. My private dock. My property. Let me back up a sec. I'm Alex Morgan, 34 years old, and I fix boats for a living. Been doing it at Pine Lake for a good 5 years now, a tight-knit little mountain community where each cabin's got its own dock, and most folks just want peace, cold beer, and a good cast off the end of a wooden platform. My dock. That's not just where I tie up, that's my office, my man cave, my little kingdom. Or, at least it used to be. That Tuesday started like any other. I just finished patching up an old outboard motor for a buddy, pulled into my driveway, and boom, there it was. Queen's Pride. A 40-foot floating palace gleaming in the sunlight, complete with gold script across the stern and a designer smugness that matched the woman who owned it. Karen was in the middle of tossing my tackle box into the lake when I walked up, no shame, no apology. Excuse me, what exactly do you think you're doing? I tried being civil, though my blood was boiling. Oh, you must be the one leaving all this junk on my dock, she replied with that fake customer service smile. This dock's just better suited for my yacht. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. She told me not asked, told me she was upgrading docks because hers wasn't luxurious enough. Apparently, my dock had the right vibe for her champagne-sipping weekends. Meanwhile, she's throwing my gear, including a rod my dad gave me on my 16th birthday, straight into the lake. Now, I've always been the kind of guy who tries to reason with people before things get ugly, but when she started untying my workboat, my livelihood, I knew we had a problem. That boat's how I get around the lake to fix other folks' motors. No boat, no business. Lady, this is my dock. I own the deed. You can't just take over because you feel like it, I said, pulling out my phone and hitting record. Karen, not missing a beat, yanked out what looked like a badge from her designer purse. I'm on the HOA board, she said. I can make decisions about dock assignments. I could have laughed if I wasn't so mad. She actually tried to declare my boat abandoned. Said it was an eyesore next to her Queen's Pride. I told her flat out this wasn't happening. But her response? Cross me, and I'll make your life hell. Turns out, she wasn't bluffing. Next day, her car, a red BMW X6 with a custom license plate that screamed insecurity, was parked sideways across my driveway. She knew that cutting off my dock access was the fastest way to hurt me, and she made sure everyone knew it. I asked politely. She smirked. Said I'd figure something out. So I did. Now here's where things start heating up. I dug into some property records that night, and guess what? Her yacht, big, flashy, and very much not legal. Registration had expired 2 years prior. And the HOA guidelines. Strict rules about dock assignments and boat sizes rules Queen's Pride stomped all over. When I pointed this out, she laughed in my face. Literally. Said the HOA was her people and that I'd be gone by the end of the month. I let it slide. For a moment. But then she pulled the nuclear move. She called 911. Not once. 4 times. Claimed I threatened her, harassed her, even tried to steal her yacht. And every time, Officer Bobby Martinez showed up. Poor guy looked like he aged 5 years in 1 week. You could tell he'd dealt with her brand of crazy before. When the final straw came, her blocking emergency access with the BMW, I made a call of my own. Not to the police, but to someone with a very specific kind of expertise, floating tow trucks. Yeah, you heard that right. Next morning, While Karen was still half asleep in her yacht and probably dreaming of HOA domination, a massive yellow beast rolled up at the boat ramp. Mountain Rescue Towing. This thing looked like Optimus Prime's redneck cousin, complete with amphibious wheels and a crane that could lift a school bus. Karen came running out in a panic, robe flapping, screaming, "You can't do this." The battery on her BMW. Dead. She must have left the AC running. I almost felt sorry for the car. Almost. The crane lifted her BMW like it weighed nothing. Neighbors poured out with their coffee mugs, some recording, some cheering. Mrs. Henderson actually brought out lawn chairs. Mr. Thompson clapped. It was like halftime at the Super Bowl. Karen was spinning in circles, waving her phone like a wand, yelling, I'll call the governor." Officer Martinez showed up just in time to hear her screaming into 911 about her stolen car while he was standing right there. "Ma'am," he said, deadpan, "you're under arrest for false reporting and obstruction of emergency access." It was cinematic. Like one of those viral videos where karma finally catches up with someone mid-scream. But it didn't stop there. Turns out, Karen had been bullying half the neighborhood. People started coming forward. One guy said she fined him $200 for parking his landscaping truck in his own driveway. Another had to hide his kids' bikes because she claimed they were unsightly. Someone else had video of her sneaking around at night taking pictures of porch lights left on past 10 p.m. We didn't just have a Karen problem, we had a Karen reign of terror. The HOA, finally seeing the writing on the wall, held an emergency meeting. Karen unanimously removed. Her yacht towed. Her reputation torched. And the best part, the floating tow truck that took her BMW. It was mine. Custom built. I'd added it to my boat repair business last year, mostly for folks who got their jet ski stuck. Never thought I'd use it to extract a BMW from my own driveway. Poetic, right? Karen's house went up for sale within a month. Her car impounded. The Queen's Pride hauled off and banned from the lake. Pine Lake. Peaceful again. Folks started decorating their yards however they wanted. Flags, gnomes, you name it. One guy even put up a garden gnome flipping the bird toward Karen's old cabin. It was glorious. So yeah. Don't mess with the guy who fixes boats for a living and happens to own a floating tow truck. You never know when he'll use it. Now I've got my dog back, my business is booming, and every evening I sit with a cold beer and a grin, watching the sunset bounce off the lake. Knowing justice floated in on diesel and steel. What do you think? Was that karma done right, or did I go too far? Drop a comment. Let's hear what side you're on.